Have you ever made a decision and regretted it the moment it was done? A word that slipped out in anger, an item bought on impulse because someone praised it, a person you trusted just because they looked friendly. And then, days later, you sit there wondering, why on earth did I choose that? Here is the uncomfortable truth. You didn't choose. Another part of your mind chose for you. A part so fast you never noticed it was there. A part that runs quietly in the background, producing judgments, emotions, and reactions before your reasoning mind has any chance to speak. And the book we are talking about today reveals something that will stop you in your tracks. Your brain, the thing you trust the most, is also the thing that lies to you the most. The book is called Thinking Fast and Slow. The author is Daniel Kahneman, a psychologist who won the Nobel Prize in economics. He spent more than 40 years studying one deceptively simple question. Why do intelligent people keep making unwise choices? And the answer he found changed the way the world understands itself. Kahneman says that inside every one of us, two systems of thinking are running at the same time. System 1 is fast, automatic, emotional, and effortless. It is the part that looks at a face and instantly knows whether someone is happy or sad. The part that hits the brake before you even see the child running across the street. The part that believes a story the moment it sounds plausible. System 2 is the opposite. It is slow, deliberate, effortful, and lazy. It is the part you use when you have to multiply two large numbers in your head. The part you summon when you have to read a long contract. The part you try to wake up when you want to think carefully before making a big decision. The problem is this. System 2 is lazy, and System 1 is always ready to jump in and take over. Most of your life, the decisions you think you made were actually made by System 1. Who you like, who you trust, what you buy, what you say, even how you see yourself, most of it runs on autopilot. Think about the last time you were scrolling through social media and suddenly clicked to buy something. You didn't need it. You knew you didn't need it. But the beautiful image, the clever copy, the feeling of scarcity woke up System 1. And within seconds, your finger was on the checkout button. Your reason, which is System 2, only showed up after the order was confirmed. It showed up to justify a choice System 1 had already made. This is what Kahneman calls the illusion of control. We think we are driving, but we are really sitting in the passenger seat. We think we are thinking, but we are really just reacting. And the more confident we are in our own rationality, the easier it is to fall into the trap. The book describes dozens of cognitive biases. One is called the anchoring effect. When you hear a number first, even a completely random one, it still shapes your next judgment. Salespeople know this. They always show you the high original price before revealing the discount, so you feel like you're getting a deal. Another is confirmation bias. You only look for and believe information that fits what you already believe. If you've decided someone is bad, you'll remember every wrong thing they ever did and forget every kind one. If you've decided you are inadequate, you'll remember every failure and overlook every win. There is an even more dangerous one called the availability heuristic. You judge how important something is by how easily you can recall it. So you fear plane crashes more than motorcycle accidents, even though the real numbers go the opposite way. Because plane crashes get broadcast on the news, while the thousands of motorcycle accidents every day go unspoken. And think about this. These biases don't just shape your shopping. They shape who you love, what job you take, which friends you keep, what you believe in. They shape how you look at yourself in the mirror every morning. You have blamed yourself for failures that were never your fault. You have missed opportunities because of a fear amplified by a memory that didn't even belong to the present. You have loved people you shouldn't have, simply because they reminded you of someone else. That is System 1 writing your life while you haven't yet figured out what is happening. So does Kahneman offer a solution? He does. But his answer is not to get rid of System 1. That is impossible. System 1 is a natural part of the brain, and it has kept our species alive for millions of years. His answer is to learn to recognize when System 1 is driving and to invite System 2 in at the right moment. The first step is to slow down. Every time you feel a strong reaction, a rushed decision, a certainty rising up in your head, ask yourself this one question: am I thinking or am I just reacting? That single question is often enough to wake up System 2. The second step is to put distance between emotion and action. 1 hour, 1 night, 1 day. The more, the better. Big decisions should never be made while emotions are still rising, because emotion is the language of System 1, and reason needs time to find its voice. The third step is to write things down. When you put something on paper, you force System 2 to work. You have to arrange words. You have to think clearly, and in that process, you'll discover that many of your beliefs have no foundation at all. The fourth step is to be humble about your own thoughts. Don't believe everything your brain tells you. Remember that it is very good at constructing stories that feel right. It can convince you that you are not worthy, when really you are just seeing life through the distorted lens of an old memory. After reading this book, something in you will change forever. You will stop trusting your first impressions so completely. You will begin to question things you once took for granted. You will realize that most of the suffering in life doesn't come from circumstances, but from the way your brain interprets them. And when you learn to notice the two systems running inside you, you will gain a kind of power very few people have. The power to choose again, the power to pause before reacting, the power to live a life of intention instead of being swept along by reflexes you don't even understand. Thinking, fast and slow, is not an easy read, but it is a worthy one, because when you close the last page, you will not be the same person. You will begin to observe yourself like a stranger, and in that observation, you will find what you've been looking for your whole life: freedom. If today you feel like you are repeating old mistakes, making choices you regret, living as though something invisible is pulling your strings, then this book is the mirror you need. It will show you that your greatest enemy is not out there. It is sitting inside, quietly making decisions for you every single day. And the only question left is this: are you ready to finally see it?